Okay, I quickly drew 4 cards, and then I decided I should record this, so I'm going to read through this one. Judgment. The time has arrived for your profound self-evaluation and rebirth. Time for the next authentic chapter. The phoenix will rise from the ashes. Of course, I have nothing extra to say about this. I'm in Phoenix. The phoenix is one of my favorite symbols, always has been. I've been working on a phoenix tattoo, so when it came to me to use this for judgment, it was kind of a fantastic concept because I was stuck. It was my last one left to do. I couldn't decide what to do with it. And then my spirit guide said, Phoenix. And here it is. So yeah, rising from the ashes. I think we're seeing that everywhere. We're seeing, particularly with women, they're saying, no more. This is BS. In fact, if you're a woman, you can use this as a tool to measure so many things. You know, if you're at a church and your church isn't doing anything for survivors, maybe if they're calling them prostitutes and rapists or prostitutes and killers, you know, and worrying about the abortion factor instead of focusing on actually what happened to them, that's like a good way for us to know, you know, it tells a lot about somebody, right? So I'm not saying to judge, but I'm saying it helps us to set boundaries and to know, you know, who are our people and who aren't our people. And when we know who our people are, we will be set free automatically. That's just when you have the fifth sense, when you evolve to the fifth sense, to the fifth dimension, sixth sense, fifth dimension, you will have the insights to know. You'll know if the person who doesn't seem to be reacting correctly isn't reacting correctly because he's a pedophile himself or a pedophile wannabe. I've been learning this new thing. It's the fantasy rapists. There was a guy that works with some of my friends who just casually was like, well, I can't blame Trump because if I had that power, I would do all the same things. And it was like, wait, what? You'd be raping little children if you had power? I guess thank goodness not everybody has power, right? So yeah, judgment. This is about evolving, hanging out with our people, being with our people, rising, the phoenix rising from the ashes and changing the world. That's what's going to happen. Now let's talk about card number 2, Libra. Oh, it's hard to be laid back like Libra, isn't it? The fairest of them all, harmonious energy, balance, diplomacy is key. Whew. Let's see. The ultimate goal is to find balance within balance. Yeah. You know, I've learned that Libra needs to learn to, it's not just about the bad things that you have to balance the bad things that are happening to other people and the bad things that are happening to yourself. And so that's the balance that Libra needs to seek, being fair to both themselves and others. You know, sometimes when you're helping others, they kind of cross your own boundaries. It happens. So Libra has to learn to handle that with finesse. And I'm gonna look at what I've got here. It says, when you embrace your Libra light, you become the fairest of them all, looking for balance in all things, even justice. I know a lot of us are looking for balance with justice right now, because right now, it doesn't have to be about feminism, but right now what we're seeing is some states, they're trying to get people killed for getting an abortion. I mean, who do you think the people are that are getting abortions? They're people that can't afford children. A lot of them have been raped. A lot of them are children. They don't want their kids to end up getting picked up and, trafficked to an island somewhere. So I don't know, whenever I hear people talk, preaching against abortion, that's against our own people, women. Let's love our girls. Let's love our children. What is it called? The young woman? No, they're freaking children. Let's love our children. Let's take care of our children. Let's find justice. That would be the balance, because right now there is no justice at all. If you have money, there is no justice. Justice is just for the poor and the female. Okay, moving on to another card that doesn't make me upset. Love and light. Embrace the multi-dimensional aspects. Okay, let's look at what this one says. Half the magic is just believing and then watching those talents multiply as you follow your heart. Yeah, I mean, this one is a little bit about alchemizing your trauma and turning it into something that you can use to change your life. So yeah. Also, when you do things with love and light, it sells itself, right? Everything done out of love and lightness is just automatically your best work. So I guess keep that in mind, no matter how dark times get, no matter what we're learning, we continue to have that good energy, and so we can have the vibe shift that we need to change the world forever. Fourth card I drew was the Pisces Princess. Daydreaming, her head underwater, swimming with the fishies. Balance between fantasy and reality, empath, imagination, spiritual connections, passionate, artistic, oceans away, daydreamer, Neptunian beauty, creative. What's this one say over here? Helping others express feelings and emotions in their soul. Pisces is the last of the signs, considered the oldest of the souls. Moving on to enlightenment. If you have a Pisces in your life, you probably look up to them for guidance in some way or other. If they are at all in tune with themselves and that fifth dimension, you probably find them very comforting. I can think of one in particular who really helped me through my divorce years ago. It was very difficult. I mean, just sitting in her presence was like so helpful to me. It says, the goal, even if you're underwater in daydreams, occasionally come up for air. As the oldest soul, Pisces has seen it all and can lead the way of the future. So yeah, if you're busy daydreaming about the future, maybe you're not going to do as good of a job leading the future. I want to say this is one that I didn't love the scan and the print because her face looks gray. And I will say it's just, on the painting, it's blue water. It's just blue bubbles and water to show she's underwater. She's not dead. She's not gray. She's not on meth. Okay. Pisces Princess needs a better scan. For those who don't know, I painted a bunch of paintings during the holiday, during a fasting phase, kind of under the meditative guidance of my, spirit guides. Something I didn't even have prior to that. And I've come up with several paintings, which I turned into a deck, which I'm now using for these calls or videos. So here's another card I've just drawn. The Emperor, number 4. This is one of the major arcana. My deck has the major arcana, all of the astrologies, and about 40 other random inspirations based on my paintings. Number 4, the Emperor's Groove. Get into the Emperor's Groove and use wise mind, analytics, and discipline to lead. I mean, I do feel like right now we have an entire world full of detectives kind of going through all the materials and trying to analyze it and understand it to the best of our abilities. But I think it's not just about this, we're not all out to solve the file. But let's use that same analytics and data to determine who are the safe people in our own lives, who are the people that we can trust, who are going to be there for us. Who can we build a little army out of? What happened to her nose? It got a little cracked. Analyze all. Hard to read on the reprint. Perseverance. Yeah, it's pretty small. Protector. Pretty hard to read. You can count on me. Something with structure. Building with structure or something. Much easier on the actual painting. Anyway, okay, that's 4. That's going to be a good reminder. You know, even though we're being intuitive and we're using our, fifth dimension and our third eye and opening it up, we also want to be able to analyze the facts that are presented to us, right? So that's where I think the Emperor comes into play. Let's draw another random card. I'm just going to reach in here and see what we get. Wanted. I'll take this one. Ooh, Virgo vibes. Not gonna lie, not my favorite piece of art. I like her better on the up close. Introverted, discernment is the key. Working circles around others. Humble, organized on a whole nother level. Virtuous, their own biggest critic. We like things done right, bringing order to the disorder. Goddess of the harvest. Details. Virgo vibes. Now, what I've learned about the Virgo is they are great at the details, but it's about finding what are the important details that matter. So as we are, this is good. Again, as we're intuiting and getting this information, how are we then processing it? How are we discerning it? How are we looking into it and analyzing it and making sure that we're making the best decisions? Let's not get caught up on details that don't matter, and let's focus on the details that do, the ones that affect our lives and that affect, the movement and the awakening in general. So let's just look and see what I have on the card. Notes. When you're vibing like Virgo, you're on a whole new angelic level. Go bring order to the disorder. Draw another card. Ooh, the Sag. Wow, I'm getting a lot of, that's 3 of the astrologies. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 astrologies. 2 major arcana and 1 oracle. So let's go in on the Sagittarius. Embrace your Sagittarian side. Philosophical, curious and enthusiastic. The wild child. Truth-seeking, shooting truth arrows. Open-minded. Freedom warrior. Life goal. Seek truth, wisdom, and expansive experiences through adventure, philosophy, and learning. I mean, who doesn't want to do this every day? I bring adventure to every situation. Mythical. Be the truth. Freedom-loving adventurer. The archer. Honest and optimist. Yeah, very important to embrace our optimistic side as well. We're going through learning all this terrible stuff. Well, we're being curious and enthusiastic about learning it. It's important to also have some optimism. Let's see what it says in the booklet. Page 9. When you embrace your Sagittarius side, you focus on freedom, truth-seeking, truth-speaking, and embracing your inner wild child. Go explore and put that centaur to use. Weirdly, I heard that Alpha Centauri, the nearest planet, that might be some of the first other beings that we start to see. And they would be centaurs. So that would be very interesting, wouldn't it? That I painted one and now they exist and now we're able to see them here on Earth. That'd be pretty wild. So yeah, I mean, how do you embrace your Sagittarius side? Focusing on freedom, truth seeking. How come on? This is all about freedom. Right now we are a slave race. We are a completely enslaved race, and the only way to get out of it is to put that horse to use. Folks, let's do it. Anything that seeks freedom is what we want to be seeking right now. Spirit is guiding me to take at least one final card. Boom. Breathe. Find inner peace to create outer peace. And breathe is a great card. Always a great reminder, especially for me. I'm always in a hurry. Relax. You've got this. You can handle anything that comes your way. I think that's the most important thing, most important message of all right now for all you truth seekers and truth speakers. Take the time to breathe. Take the time to take care of yourself. We can't save the world unless we're in our best shape. So keep feeding your own soul. Keep yourself healthy. You know, don't be such an investigator that you're driving yourself, you know, you're making yourself triggered and upset and angry. We want anger and we want change, but we don't want people triggered and traumatized, sucking their thumb and rocking in a corner. And that can easily happen from what we're learning. So remember, there's limits to what you need to learn about. The big focus is on the change and the future that it's going to bring. So all my phoenixes rising from the ashes, let's go change the world. Have a great day.